FAQ, frequently asked questions. Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? What is your name?
Angela Shelton. I'm a superhero for little kids and a visionary performer and ringleader of the Sacred Circus.
And what made you decide to call this movement a circus instead of just another conference?
Ha! Because we're in a circus and because we are in a, dare we call it matrix, what? Of a circus. Even like when people are called clowns and crazy and lunatics for finding out the truth and knowing the truth. And so I was like, it is all a circus, so why not call it a circus? Because that's what it is. It's just we are a sacred circus.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a sacred, safe place to purge and find oneself.
Mm-hmm. So what's the secret sauce that you bring that nobody else can?
What do I have that nobody else has? I am funny and fiercely free in the face of freaky things. So I bring the hilarious in front of the horrible and the fun in face of the fear. And I am actually the #1 expert in the world on CSA. I really am. Child sexual abuse and the horrors of that. I am the only one in this world, I'll go toe to toe with anybody, who knows what I know about survivors because I've been in front of more people than anyone else and physically actually spoken to them and been in their houses, and I've been to every state and done every highway. I've spoken in every city. I've stayed. I've met literally with thousands and thousands and thousands of people, but hands-on. And I've got to tell you, I'm the only one all over this world. And people have told me their stories from Anthony on the wall, all the way to the billionaires pushing me into the bathrooms, telling me their stories. I've been from the penthouses to the porta potties to the prisons to the playgrounds. I'm the only one, honestly. And so because I'm the only one who knows what I know about child sexual abuse, I made a promise to the kids and to the inner kids to keep it funny, and also because we gotta laugh and stay funny. What? Because it's so scary. And I know a lot about the scary. So that's also why I make it fun.
So how did your own trauma journey lead you to creating rituals of laughter, rage, and release? You, having spoken to so many victims of CSA and other sorts of sexual traumas and trauma in general, obviously you have your own story.
I do have my own story with that, and my own story with my father, and my father was the predator. I have a weird, really interesting outlook with the perpetrators because I am the daughter of, dare I say, the R word, who didn't R me. So I have that strange dichotomy. But honestly, why it forced me into the purging and creating safe places for people to rage and cry and express, it was talking to the people for thousands and thousands of times and hearing their stories that enabled me to share my own story, because most people won't share with you until you show yours. It's like, show me yours, I'll show you mine. And so I have shared my story with thousands of people. But it was hearing their stories with other people that actually ended up saving my own and made me really love myself, because people really loved me. And it made other people loving me, made me see that I was lovable, and then learn to love myself, because I was in like the self-hatred and self-abuse camp. And really listening to people and having no judgment from all walks of life is where I started to see patterns. And I saw patterns of these. There's like 2 types of people that I've noticed, not to lump everybody together, but in the trauma world, there seems to be a gross lack of expressing rage and expressing tears. Like, so a safe place to cry and a safe place to yell and scream. You can sit on a sofa for 25 years and never do that. And so I'm like, it's like so easy actually to create playful experiences where you purge the crying and purge the rage. But I'm a little trickster. Like, I'm like, ha, I just tricked you. Because we just played and you purged it and you yelled and laughed and cried or like, you know, purged something, and then all of a sudden your life is different, and then you leave the event and you quit your job and and then make friends for life and then get married and then make a movie. I mean, I've seen it time and time again. Mm-hmm. So it was listening to other people's stories and seeing patterns of need, which is what made me see like I'm very, very funny and free myself. So I'm able to start dance floors essentially. So I'll go first. I look like a lunatic. And then it makes people like, oh, I could do that too. Mm-hmm. Whether that's purging, whether that's crying, whether it's dancing around like a chicken. I'll go first, you know, create a safe space. And then, you know, everybody comes on board. Yeah!
So what's the wildest reaction you've seen from an audience after one of your events?
The reactions after my events tend to be the same, especially from my movies afterwards. It's this.
So an expression of just like, complete shock.
Like just stunned, just like, I don't even know what to say or do. They're just like, ah. That's the most common one. That is the like, and so I come out and I'll be like, okay, I bet you I know the first question. And then that breaks them all. But usually it's like, can't believe I saw that. Can't believe I did that.
Can't believe I heard that.
Yeah, I can't believe she said that. I can't believe I said that. That's it.
So why do you believe comedy belongs inside healing from trauma?
I think comedy belongs in healing because how dare you, meaning the perpetrators and also the survivors, keep joy away because of what somebody else did or said. It's usually what somebody did or said that then like puts joy in a cage now, and joy and laughter and fun in a cage because of what somebody else did or said. I just feel like, no, not on my watch. Mm-hmm. And also I believe in the real spiritual war, which would be laughter, joy, and the presence of love, and Yeshua and Yahweh and Yahuwah in the face of all of it, which really is laughing in the face of the devil for me. Mm-hmm. It's like joy and laughter is just like, you ain't even touching me. Nuh-uh. Because I ain't even playing.
Those like, are the key answers to life.
Yeah, like,
Fred's going crazy.
Yeah, what she said. Yeah.
Which film of yours do you recommend for which audience? Golf club, veterans, schools, shelters?
Most trauma and recovery world stuff, like the domestic violence shelters, rape crisis centers, child advocacy centers, anything you're going to talk about breaking the silence of having to do with sexual trauma or domestic violence, would be my documentary, Searching for Angela Shelton. And even though it's an SD and it's ancient, it's still used all the time. I still get messages all across all the social media platforms of like, I saw your movie in class and it changed my life. So that one would, because it starts a conversation and it breaks the silence and it shows that the story affects everybody. Mm-hmm. Like everybody knows somebody. Even if you don't know anybody and you live in a secluded leisure lifestyle, like one of the Angela Sheltons in that movie, you still, are affected because we're in the same society together. So that documentary would be in that world of trauma and recovery. And the golf movie is, every movie I make is a sermon on some level. It really is. So the golf movie is misfits and finding a tribe, even when you have no family. So it's like mentors and misfits. Misfits find mentors. Mentors for misfits. Misfits being mentors. So it's like finding your tribe and having that be connected to a higher thing. That's a secret little snap from the movie. Yeah.
So always having faith that everything will work out, essentially.
Yeah. And making it fun. And for the audiences, with women love that golf movie. It's got a lot of adult toy humor in it, and Pure Romance uses it. So like there is a Pure Romance consultant in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So as a Pure Romance consultant, which is, I had the idea because my sister was one, so I put that in the movie. So, and she actually became a Pure Romance consultant to take back her child abuse, because she had been through child sexual abuse also, so by the hands of my father actually. And so she had taken that back in her life by selling adult toys and like touching the stuff, you know what I mean? And like, so that's how she became empowered. And then she helped a bunch of other women. And it turns out with like Pure Romance stuff, like they're helping women after surgeries or like older women. It's not at all, it's not just like the creepy building by the highway of like adult dirty. It's not, first of all, those places aren't actually like that, because I go to every single one of them because I wanted to take ownership of mine creepy dad experience. And first of all the people who work there are hilarious and they're really funny. So I recommend like getting to know like stop being afraid. Although I don't recommend.
Make a stop at your local sex toy shop.
And see what healthy things you can find and share. Bring my ointment.
You might have a spiritual awakening.
Exactly. Bring my WV-40 to your local sex store. That's actually a great idea. But so with my golf movie, Pure Romance consultants can and have and do, so you're welcome to it, like use the movie as a way to get your consulting people, like you know, to sell your product. They show the movie and then they have a party after. And if you want me to come to that party as Tracy, that's always fun. Or like, you know, so there's a little upsell, so you can have me involved in your screening and like actually properly do it and charge tickets, which you have to pay a little fee, but it's really reasonable. Or just, you know, watch it on Amazon, and you know, I'm not going to come after you. Like it's,
it was like $3.79 on Amazon.
Yeah.
You
rent it and then show it to your friends and share it and send it to your people that you're working with Pure Romance. So if you're a Pure Romance consultant, use my golf movie. Sell toys. We kill Adrienne Barbeau with one of them. I mean, that's funny. And then my baby, my love, my true love is Heart Baby. That is now called The Hammer, and that's my boxing movie. That honestly, that movie should be shown to every man who understands brotherhood truly. So that's like VFWs, retired military, firefighters, you know, people who've worked in the prison system, anybody who understands brotherhood, that tends to be military, tends to be fraternity guys, like any guys who understand guys would love that movie. Tends to be older men, like so, like older than 40, who are military, who faithful, so basically, you know, any MAGA hat wearing family members you have, the people are like, I don't like them. Show them this movie. They love it. And it's a bonding experience for men. The movie is about brotherhood and faith, and how brotherhood and faith is love, and it surpasses love. And it's like that faith of friendship, and what would you do for a friend? What would you do for your faith? Is like, there's a reason it's called Heart Baby. I got heart, baby. So I love that movie so much, and I made it because I had to make it, and I had to make that movie, and it was a total, it was call from God. It was protected by that. There's so many miracles that happened around that movie, including how it was like kept out of Hollywood and stuff. It was like, that movie has its own life, and I'm like not even worried about it. It's a special little gem, and people who discover that, usually men, who understand brotherhood, take it and they share it for the rest of their lives. They're showing it in their libraries. They're showing it there. There's some people who will come to any screening. If I had a screening like next week, they're gonna show up. They're gonna fly here. It's something.
If they know what's happening, they're showing up.
Yeah, there's something just so special about that movie and brotherhood. And it also reunited best friends. I'm not giving anything away, but it's about best friends who, and I heard the story and I was like, oh my gosh. And I heard the story and we thought that the one best friend was dead. Turns out they're not dead. And because I started making the movie, we discovered that he wasn't dead, and they got reunited, and oh my God, it's like, I love it. And then a
happy ending ever
super happy ending. Sad, but super happy ending. It'll rip your heart out. The movie rips your heart out and then puts it back in, and you're just like, men are different. I've had, like, men, I love the, bring me to your military bases, bring me to the army, bring me to the bring me. I've never done the Navy, y'all. It's a joke. So I've done Air Force, Army, so, like, bring me back. I've spoken on a lot of those bases to show this movie. Precious. I've had officers say to me, like, I cried twice in my life. Once when my mama died, and once at that movie. Heart baby. I'm like, I love that. And then I've had men tell me that they learned from that movie that they don't know the heart of God.
So there's that underlying spiritual message in there. How can communities use it?
The best way to use the boxing movie would be to show it in communities that understand brotherhood and men's groups with LGBT. The groups that never speak to each other and would never speak to each other always speak to each other after this movie. That's what people saw when we were in a lot of film festivals. We got kind of ostracized, we got very much ostracized by the Hollywood machine, by reasons that were just fascinatingly interesting. But anywho, the other festivals that we got into, we won all of them, and the most common reaction was people that would never ever have even been sitting next to each other, never been in the same room, came to see this movie, and then afterwards were talking, not just after the movie, but they saw them like later on in the festival. We saw them talking again, and I'm like,
So it's a movie that brings people together.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It is. It is.
So why do golfers love Eagle and the Albatross so much? And how do you get pure romance tied into it?
So golfers love Eagle and Albatross because it's a golf movie, and there's only like 5. There's really only 5 golf movies, really. I mean, there's, Happy Gilmore 1, 2. There's a very few golf movies, so this is another, it's another silly, cute golf movie. But it has a heart, and it's a comedy that makes you cry, and you're like unexpected, because everything I make is a little bit of a trick. Like, you're like, oh, my boxing movie isn't really a boxing movie. My golf comedy will make you cry. and the circus is like actually a self-realization experience. So how golfers can use it is use it in your golf community and do one of my workshops where we incorporate the golf course and the golf community with advocacy and awareness in the community, because usually it's separated. So it's like, oh, those are the rich golfy people. But let me tell you, the rich golfy people also have stories, and also have shoved me in the bathrooms holding their Chardonnay and tell me their deepest, darkest secrets. So it's like everybody's got a story, and the golf community is a really great opportunity to also find other, souls that need love. And also, there's bonding experience there. It's a way to not judge everybody and bond them together. And there's a way to use the golf course in my Holy Shift show, in my Sacred Circus, that you walk the golf course, but you're not hurting it or anything. You're still loving nature, but you're not golfing. You're using it in another way, that's very playful, and it's another way to bond communities. And every single person somehow comes out of their shell. Because, the lady in that golf league who's been quiet.
Now she can't stop talking.
Exactly.
Cracked open that shell like a nutcracker.
Exactly.
So what happens when schools show Safe Side Superchick before you come in person?
Oh, Safe Side Superchick is the best. It's my most favorite job. It's my most favorite job to date. I love it so much. And I am Safe Side Superchick wherever I go. Little kids still to this day recognize me. So in a school, the best way to do it is to show it before I come. And when they've shown it, they get excited to meet me. But there's also going to be disclosures. Always. There's some kid in that school is having to go through something horrible that Safe Side Superchick, keeps you from experiencing. But the thing with Safe Side Superchick series, and I'm just the actress, the creator is Julie Clark, who is the same lady who created Baby Einstein. She's a genius. And she wrote the whole thing, and I came in as the actress. But I'll always do it. Like, I will show up for free. I will always Safe Side Superchick, because there's always a kid who needs it. And they think it's funny, like the little kids. It's the age range till about 18 months, till about 8 years old. Mm-hmm. That's the sweet spot, especially like the little kids, like 2 to 4, just go bananas for me. They just love me so much. And the goofiness and like my face but there also will be disclosures with the older kids and the little kids. They don't even talk about it after Safe Side Superchick because they think it's so funny. Like, every kid is like, when you ask them, what'd you learn? They're like, ha, you're funny. Well, what'd you learn? You're funny. But it gets in your head. Like, it starts conversations for the adults and the teachers and that, and the guidance that is good, not bad. Because even Safe Side Superchick talks about the kind of knows are not necessarily good. That's the bad guy, is the kind of know, not the don't know, usually. Mm-hmm. So it's the don't knows and the kind of knows. Like, so that gets the kids laughing, and they get into the conversation. And then when I show up, they can't believe it's me. They literally lose their little minds. It's so cute. And they're free to be themselves and come out of their shell and also disclose. So it's not going to necessarily be the day that I'm there, but sometimes it will be. And then sometimes it'll be like a written letter later. Sometimes it'll be to the teacher. Sometimes it'll be to the guidance counselor. So it's a great way to start the conversation without it being heavy. And like, we're going to give a lecture about like your dad doing creepy weirdo things. That's going to make people shut down, like the statistics say. But instead, just like forget all that stuff and play Safe Side Superchick and make it funny. And then there's one for little kids about stranger safety, and then there's another one about internet for like a little bit older, which now even younger,
now
like
even
4,
more so.
Like really paying attention, and like you're not just chatting with other girl who's 12.
Yeah, or another kid that's 7.
No, that's creepy weirdo.
Yeah.
And so it shows that, but it shows it in enough ways it's not scary. But it's a great way to have the conversation and to also show ways to, prevent that. So show it, and then I show up, and then you talk, and then pay attention. Safe Side Superchick should come with some backup, because you're gonna have disclosures. And also, when I do events now, I'm not a jerk about it, but I insist, like, please, when you have me in your town, take me to the elementary school. Like, show it, and then I'll show up at lunch and walk around, and just one time, I'll do a tour with the say hi to every class. It doesn't have to be an assembly, although those are fun. Mm-hmm. Just to like utilize me, make the kids see me, and then have that conversation and that in their head, because you're gonna save some kids.
That way the kids know that there is always somebody that they can speak to.
Yeah.
That there is somebody that truly cares about them. How does searching for Angela Shelton still change lives today?
Isn't that crazy? That documentary has never stopped, like, since day one. It still is shown in schools. There's professors in so many states that use it in their curriculum, that teach my book and my movie and the workbook. So new students see it every year. And then it's used in support groups and therapy groups, and my workbook is used for my sort of trauma theory, and it's honestly, it just keeps spreading because sadly there's more victims. I mean, that's the sad truth, really. And then, when it's used in schools, because it's used in sociology programs too, like they show the interview with my dad. So it's still used, and even though it's SD, y'all, just quit judging. It's a long time ago.
That's because it has a meaningful impact on the world.
It really does. Yeah, it really does. So it's been a gift. That movie, to me personally, it turned my life upside down. I mean, I lost everything in Hollywood, everything. My whole team, my whole like facade of thinking Hollywood was Hollywood. That movie threw me down the rabbit hole of truth and reality. And then I found out about organized perpetrators. I found out about the Hollywood Network. I found everything was revealed to me when I went on the road making that, and then sharing it and speaking about it. And then so I left Hollywood and unplugged, and I went on the road, and that's where I started meeting thousands of survivors, and saw that, you know, one tip of the iceberg is family court is not your friend.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit. And it's like, and then why? And then I learned out why. And it's just, wow. When you start peeling back the onions of the truth, it ain't pretty. It's not pretty. And so that's why I stayed on the road, and then I just kept getting funnier. Crazy.
So now I'm going to ask you about your kaleidoscope products.
Ooh,
okay?
Products.
Why do you call them kaleidoscope products?
Well, I have a kaleidoscope of products because it seems like everything is all over the place. Like, why does she have a golf movie? Why does she have a boxing movie? Why is she a big mouth about survivors? Why does she have puppets? Why is she talking? Why? Why doesn't she fit into a box? Why is she over here talking about parasites? Why is she over here talking about play? Because all of it is connected. It's all connected to the kaleidoscope wheel of the wheel of fortune of getting out of the prison, really, of the mind, of the body, mind, spirit that is the matrix, that is the system in which we are confined to on so many levels, that it's run by organized predators. Organized predators. I don't even want to say it. Organized perpetrators. Organized predators. Totally run. So many systems. And so I was like, you know, let's bust out of this place. Let's bust out of the trauma and recovery. Let's bust out of all of the things I do, all have one mission and one focus. It just appears that I'm all over the place. But in fact, it's very strategic, including my products now. So my products that you can physically put on your body are literally made for a higher purpose for survivors of child sexual abuse.
That's powerful.
And you don't even need to know that. You don't need to know that, but that is the intention behind it. It's still a good butt cream. And it's still a good face cream. But really the intention underneath it is eradicating the predators. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but I don't care. Because people who know what's up, what's really up, know that it works and totally get me. Because it's like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, kiddo. I'm like, I know. You know, sometimes you have to unplug from the system totally, kind of, and to see it. And I'm a Southern girl. I'm also from Asheville, North Carolina. So I'm aware of that truth as well. And I spent time I used to live in Malibu too. So I'm aware of many truths, from fire to ice to floods. And so, but I'm like a female Huckleberry Finn. Like, I don't care about all that. I'm not a part of any club. I'm not silenced by anyone. I don't have a noose around my neck that's some Hollywood creepy devil that makes you give your blood and drink babies. Like, I just don't, I don't play with the devil like that. And I'm not a member anywhere. And I did that intentionally because I'm like, I'm not silenced anywhere, which means I also get in trouble. I've gotten fired. I've gotten like, she's coming to stage. She's not going to say that one thing, is she? You know what I mean? Like, we're funding you, so you better zip it. So that's why I was like, well, bye. Because I'm here for the kids, to save the kids and to save the inner children of the survivors. How do you share that within a system that is so controlled by organized predators? I mean,
it's hard to, but you're combating it.
You got to kind of be in the scaffolding. You know, you got to be like, oh, I'm over here doing a golf movie. I'm in prison working on a prison movie. Oh, I'm doing puppets over here. Oh, I'm slaying parasites over here. And I just taught a whole bunch of people how to slay parasites. What is she up to? It's all connected. And it all goes back to your butt cream.
I use it daily.
It's all a holy shift. Even my outfit. So like my new outfit, my total crazy invention, literally
Yeah, what is the holy shift?
The holy shift is a comfort blanket. It's your security blanket. It's an anxiety blanket that also will turn into a bag. It will also be an evening gown. It'll also be a great wrap. I mean, I'm like cozy in it right now. This is a cape. It's a cloak. It's what I love about it. It literally is an evening gown. I mean, you could go on a runway with it. It's gorgeous. The way you tie it, it's origami for the body. And I did it because it's another tool in the toolbox for survivors to escape on many levels. Like, for example, this rolls into a little ball, like it rolls into a little pocket, and it comes with a rope. And so
I see that it says love on it.
It says love on it because love, when you always have it next to you, this is a traveling pocket that the whole thing goes into. You'll always have love next to you. And that affects your body just like words on water affect. Because if you've seen the movie The Secret, like they've studied that. That's science. Real science. Like if you put words on water, it'll affect it. So we're mostly water. So if you put words on you, instead of the self-hatred, if you actually put love on you, it does affect you. And so this is my secret love pocket, so that you don't even see it necessarily. It's really a secret for the wearer, not the watcher. And this was so that you always have a bag, or is so that you always have a bag of love, and it comes from me, and it's for your holy shift, so you can holy shift anything in your life. And you can also just keep it as your comfort pillow. Like all of it goes into this, and it's like a little pillow. It's like a little travel pillow. It's great for airplane, motorcycles, camping, moms, you know. And you get a little pillow. Who cares? It's just a little pillow. You keep it in the back of your truck, you're going to forget about it. Who cares? It's just your little pillow. Look the other way. Meanwhile, you can open it up, and it literally becomes, I got some lip balm in here. In my secret. It's got a secret zipper too. So you could take it out, and it's a cloak, and it's a blanket if you need it. It's 100% bamboo, double-sided. It's very warm, slightly heavy, so it's like an anxiety blanket, and very cozy. And the way you maneuver it around you, it's origami for the body. So it's all based, it's like an Indian sari. You know, an Indian sari is folded in 800 different ways. Well, is a redneck got a hold of an Indian sari, put a bunch of holes in it strategically, so it made it even more functional. So now you can literally just go crazy. It becomes like a puzzle piece.
It gives you the freedom to do what you want with it.
Literally what you want. And there's a big one, a normal size, and then I'm making a smaller one for kids because they love it, and that's been the most requested one, is smaller. But this will go into an evening gown or a bag or a deer blind if you need it. A backdrop. And I used it the other day as a backdrop for a film shot. And the reason for this comes from my personal story of being in foster care. So when you're in foster care, it also is tied with poverty. It really is. Like the two go hand in hand. And in poverty, there's something so horrible about just your things thrown in a black plastic bag. It's just a thing, you know what I mean? You're like, here you go, all your belongings in a black plastic bag. That's what you got. And it felt very worthless and less than, and like, this is all you are, is a black bag.
Felt very demeaning.
Yeah, it's very demeaning, very poverty feeling. And then I grew up and I became a model, and I was on all the runways. I worked with Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, and Naomi Campbell. I started modeling with Tyra Banks. I was on all those runways and all over the world, but I was like in the back. I'm like 10th in, you know, I'm the back one. I'm the proletariat working class one in the back. But I was there. And I always thought, wow, a fashion show, a fashion designer, but just have like a couple different pieces that become all the pieces you need. And this was my first signature one. It's literally a blanket, comfort blanket, but it also can move into a gown. To take away that Cinderella poverty thing, I was like, oh yeah, you just got this black bag, it's the back of your truck. You can't go because you ain't got no clothes. And you're like, oh yeah, like hell. I got me an evening gown, and it's got a traveling pocket with my lip balm in it. So I just had to do it as funny, you know? It's like, that was my product. And I have a lot of like super, super rich friends because I've got like friends all over the world. And when I went to them, I was like, I'm curious what you say about me behind my back. And like all my different products, like I got movies, I got books, I got balms. Now look at them. And I was like, what would you do with me? What would be the thing? And they all said, oh, I would create your product, like your signature, like sums you up. Totally this. It's totally this. Because it's like, you could be like, you could cry about it. You could wad it in a big ball and be like, I don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? You could sleep on it. You lay it down and like lay by the ocean and have a wonderful time. You can take it in the woods. You could wad it up as a pillow. You could take it biking and then get somewhere and be like, oh, I can go to dinner too. I could be in a gown. Or you could fold it in a different way, you know, and then and make it a little skirt. It could be a little short dress, long dress. But here's the thing. Every single woman ever in my life who really knows me and has come to my events, come to my private mainly, they will laugh themselves until they pee. Every time, and myself included. Like, we have all laughed until we pee.
Well, it happens to the best of us.
This you could pee in it if you had to. That's like the super secret zone, you know. Listen, Mildred, just roll it up in there, and then just fold it a different way. You've got a different outfit on. It's really long too, so it's like you could origami for your body and get yourself a pair of diapers in there. You could roll it up in here and then take it home and wash it. You're welcome. Listen, you better. I told you you're gonna pee on yourself. Laughing. I warned you.
I need one of those.
I warned you. So, like, it's all in how, you know, it's not literally diapers. It doesn't come with diapers. And it's not going to come with, like, well, I peed on it full tilt boogie and it went and it leaked. This is the disclaimer. This is like the underground. Psst, you can also pee in it. Like, if you're at a festival, this is the perfect. If you've danced and you've actually, like, done something else besides pee, or if you started your period or something, this literally would hide it. And you just have to, like, fold it up and wad it and move it around and then cover it with a little, you know, it's origami. And then you're like, oh, I feel so much more secure that I've
And I'm walking around with pee on myself.
And then if you want, just wad it up in this pocket. So, and then that also is funny, right? And then if you're in LA and they're drinking their pee, dang, you could pee in it and then keep it in your little pocket. It feels like
Little piss bag.
If you wanted to. I mean, it is bamboo. If you're really into doing that. I'm not. But you could. But the thing is keeping it funny. Like this too is like it morphs into anything. Like me. Like it morphs into anything. You could take it to the opera, and you could also be back on the wall in your smoking tent. Look, you could hide in it. You could make a smoking tent out of it. You could be a cloak, you know, you could hide and actually escape, you know. If you needed to get out of the window, if you needed to hide, if you needed to. Also amazing for nursing mothers. This is like the thing you want. Also sexy time. People who are like, ooh, I know you got that outfit on.
What you trying to do?
What you trying to do? Exactly.
Go back here real quick.
So it's a holy shift. It's like sums me up in a product. This is it, the holy shift. It's like, how do you explain that? Well, you don't. You do you. Because I'm just giving you permission to be fully yourself. In your own holy shift.
That's a lovely statement. Which product is the best icebreaker at a community event?
The best product that's the icebreaker would be the WV-40.
Why would it be the WV-40 Plus?
Because the name, the WV-40 Plus, created by my man Nick. This one's WV-40 because it's also for the V word. All the lady parts. It's made to put on your lady parts and your lymph nodes. And it has all of the killers in it, and it's in this amazing oil that's been infused for days and days and days with this massive amount of herbs that are all parasite killers and mood lifters, not in a hippie way, but in a sovereign way. The oils have been infused, and then I found every flower that kills parasites and infused that, and it smells amazing. But it's also this really great oil for your dry skin, your fingers, but your scalp even.
For any aches, pains, itches, irritations.
It really does work. I mean, it's like amazing, but it works because it kills parasites. Don't tell anybody that, or tell everybody.
WV-40, lube it all. How do your ointments, balms, or cloaks work as donation gifts?
Yay! Well, they work as donations because this is all actually under a sacred circus church. And every product that we make, whether it's a butter or a balm or a oil or a stick, has a holy healing in it. It has the biblical healing. It all has frankincense, myrrh, and gold in it, and everything. And it all has parasite slayers, which is an anointing for a sacred holy moment. So everything made has a higher intention, purpose, and an anointing, essentially, to anoint your lymph nodes and also your spirit and your auras and all levels of your body, mind, spirit, to become more to become more holy. So all the products work as donation because the umbrella over all of it is a sacred circus church. I mean, we are doing sermons. Every single product is sacred and holy. Every single one of them has biblical elements in it. Frankincense, myrrh, and gold is in everything. And it is a sacred way to rid yourself of the synagogue of Satan, actually. I mean, it really is. Why not just call it what it is? And so not everybody just knows that coming in, but really the foundation is a church, and the goal is to elevate you out of the matrix of organized predators. I mean, which is the synagogue of Satan. I mean, if we really want to get crazy. Truthful. There's the truth, and then there's what people believe. So I'm always try to be aligned with the truth and share it in the most fun ways and share the escape routes. And so every product is an escape route.
And it has a benefit to the body, mind, and soul for spiritual healing.
Really?
For healing in every aspect.
I didn't say nothing. I've only had this experience myself and heard testimonials from other people. It will work if you are breaking out in anything. It'll take care of that, which is amazing. Which meant, it'll also take care of that down there. So I was like, I originally made everything because when I discovered the horror of the parasites, I created the first ointment, which is the Luscious Love, and the Holy Balm, and the base to put on our buttholes during a parasite cleanse. And it's amazing to do that. Like, so put it actually on your butthole. It's made to put on your butt, unless otherwise told. Like the holy rollies don't, because they have clove in them. But for the most part, everything is safe to put on your booty hole for a parasite cleanse. It just so happened that it just works everywhere else. But originally made specifically to put on your butthole for itches and parasites. Nasty! Nasty! There is a secret little zipper in here. There's a secret zipper in here. You can keep all your goodies. I love it.
So how do you use healing tools to shift someone's energy in the moment?
That's a great question. Shifting somebody's energy in the moment is fun. It's like when you bring in joy, laughter, and love. And the joy, laughter, and Yeshua, really. So it's like the energy of love and Jesus, but not in the dogma churchy way,
Mm-hmm.
but bringing the joy and laughter to remind them of who they really are. Because who they really are is not the kid who was abused and tortured and left for dead. Who they really are is a divine spark of spirit, much like Fred. Yeah. You know, so this is who you really are. It's like, yay! This is why I love this guy. It's like, hey, like who you really are is a bright, shiny love. What gets laid on top of it is all the fears and the doubts and the worries and the la 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 la. People are loaded up with anxiety and depression and fears and doubts and worries.
Mm-hmm.
Also parasites. But the main person that sees me are the people who feel a call into their true purpose, that they feel like, I want to be doing this, but I've been stuck here, and I want to finally write my book. I want to do the thing. I want to do this, but I've been like stuck here. Those tend to be the people that are drawn towards me. And then I'm literally the person that starts the dance floor. That's all I do. Is I start the dance floor, so then you can go on and do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is. It could be quitting your job. It could be changing your whole life. It could be finding your purpose. It could be finally writing that book. It could be finally finding love and peace with your own body. Like I've seen that a huge. And finally stopping what somebody else did or said, keeping your joy and happiness away.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my mission everywhere, in everything I do, has been and remains the same, to inspire you to live joyfully no matter what you've been through.
Mm.
That's even my boxing movie. They're having a great time in prison. They found love and freedom in prison. So it's like everything is to spread joy. Like Fred. You know why? Why? Because the bad guy is organized predators working together. Let's call it a big giant beast, right? So if we can just complain about the beast and all get together and like hold a sign and protest against the beast, or we can all complain about it and talk about the beast, blah, 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 like all this organized, we can go down that rabbit hole of wasting time, I think, with the beast. And I've seen it myself for years, like when you're like on the advocacy train and you're going to be dedicated to trauma and recovery for the rest of your life. And that's like holding the sign. And I'm older now. I'm in my 50s and I've seen a lot and experienced a lot. And I'm like, you know, by us all doing that, it is like pounding the toe of the beast and maybe amusing it.
Mm-hmm.
But by us each getting more connected with our own joy and laughter and full freedom of expression, full freedom of our spiritual expression, joyful expression, we are rising collectively, and we rise like water, and we rise like a one-legged bird, but you got two legs. And we rise together and we drown the beast with frequency.
That's powerful.
I mean, that's what we're doing. And it might come with a butthole cream, and it might come with a holy shift, and it might come with a golf movie. But if it's coming from me, it's coming with some joy and happiness. Yeah!
And a clean butt.
A clean butt.
Why do you insist on events being alcohol-free and sugar-free?
Because when you do a Sacred Circus event, whether I'm there or not, whether some people just want guidance on how to do their own, if you have the alcohol, you're staying stuck in a certain vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the sugar and the processed food. So I request that no alcohol, no processed food, no sugar, so that your frequency is different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go after or something. You probably won't want it. But then, you know, try our mocktails. I mean, we have a whole like traveling bar, mock bar.
Mm-hmm.
And try that. Open your mind to drink this fuzzy thing. It'll make you feel weird, and then you'll tell the truth. Or then you'll get out of your shell without the alcohol, because the alcohol gives people false sense of safety. The confidence juice. So I have many different exercises you can do to get the confidence without that. And then you're bonding, everybody there is bonding on a different level. And you're raising your frequency together.
Yeah.
It's a great explanation. So, how do you get veterans, moms, and golfers in the same room and leave as friends?
That would be, wow, watching my boxing movie, probably. Watching my boxing movie, and then talk after, and a sacred circus exercise. And then do a sacred circus event. Really, it's the like 3 to 5 days where I come to a town and like we do everything. And we go to the golf course, and we go to the prison, and we go to the VFW, and we go to the playground. And then you come all together from all these places. You met crazy Angela. Like, oh, what's she doing? Where should we? Oh, I met her over there at that farmer's market. Well, I met her at that golf thing. And then you come to my event, an hour sacred circus, and then you're all going to be friends. You just are. Because honestly, it goes back to the beginning where I provide a safe place where we can express ourselves, purge rage and tears and anger and old trauma loops, and step into who you truly are, which is joy and laughter.
And Yeshua.
And Yeshua.
Also known as love.
Yay!
What's your advice for a tiny town that thinks we don't have resources?
That's a good question. A tiny town, they have each other.
They have community.
Yeah, you have community and you have each other. And, you know, who to trust the most is Bubba coming down from the mountain. I mean, really.
There's always strength in numbers, so collectively it's best to align with one another, find common ground.
Yeah.
Why do you believe survivors are always hiding in plain sight at golf leagues or churches?
I know that survivors are everywhere because everyone tells me their deepest, darkest secrets for my whole entire life. And then especially after I did my documentary, I just have that thing. I have dimples. I'm a bright, shiny light. People tell me their deepest, darkest secrets. And I am telling you, like I'm telling you, everybody has a story. And everybody knows somebody who's been through it. They might have not been through it themselves. Likelihood is very high that they have. But they know somebody, even if they think they don't, because the people are silent about it. And people don't tell, especially men. Men don't tell, especially child sexual abuse. That is definitely a deep, dark secret. And I have had so many men tell me stories. I mean, I've held so many men crying at events, at like workshops. I made a joke, like I don't date anymore because I stopped dating because I'd be holding another guy crying. And I was like, oh my God, like I gotta write a book or something. So I have that, I wrote that book. It's like, I'm never gonna stop helping, but I also had to be like, listen, we have to have some fun. That goes back to the first question of the circus. For me, it needs to be a circus. Even when I inspire people to do their own events, I recommend that it be a circus. Like you get rid of all of these rules and these preconceived boxes and get into a circle and make it a circus. A circus of joyful freedom. Because people tell me their stories. And I know that in a crowd that so many people have a story. And it's not necessarily child sexual abuse. It could be they witnessed their mom do drugs and die. You know what I mean? It could be that their parents were incarcerated. It could be that they were beaten as a child. It could be that they were starved. It could be like everybody's got something. It could be that they secretly want to do something else in their life and they're miserable. There's so much. And so we bring the freedom to truly express yourself, who you really are, and to find that. To be fully self-expressed, because we are, right? Yeah.
That's what we need in the world.
Yay!
What's the funniest or most unexpected place you've ever held a sacred circus moment?
Honestly, are parking lots, drive-through car washes. stores, like hardware stores and stuff, a crowd is in there. Definitely at churches, but like more in the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where you're like, you can actually talk. And I have seen, honestly, it's the little old ladies that come alive.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas too, but really it's that little old lady who she's like, I haven't danced in my whole life. I always wanted to. And all of a sudden she's twirling around free from some old ancient pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen that actually more than once. Those are the beautiful moments when you see somebody who's just been stuck that comes out. And then they follow it up. Then they were like, oh, I started a dance thing. I quit my volunteer stuff and now I travel and teach dance. You're like, really? That's amazing. Or I quit all my years in trauma and recovery and I opened a jazz bar. I've seen that time and time again. Complete life turnaround. So that's the funniest.
So, what's the scariest truth you've had to tell on stage?
My own self-abuse history. Beating myself up and scratching my face and smacking myself. And that has been like part of my own history with self-hatred and self-abuse that really comes again from being upset by what somebody else did or said. So silly, really. But it was embarrassing. So that was the hardest thing, of like really revealing my own, not my own story with abuse, but my own, what I did to myself.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst one. And then once you share that, then everybody else shares theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you're like, oh yeah, me too. And I used to do this and I did that. And then that was actually the most beautiful. It was the hardest to tell that. And then it ends up being like the most
freeing.
Yeah. And the most like your pain equals your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
which is a workshop I do. The hardest and the most freeing.
What happens to you personally when you put on the holy shift garment?
Really? I feel this gives like a sacred feeling. So this reminds me to stand up straighter. It reminds me to stay true to purpose. It's like a putting on your preacher garbs. It's like putting on the holy shift.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's a reminder. This is an escape route.
It's a million outfits in one.
It's a million outfits in one. It is really so cozy. So it's a reminder that you can do anything, really.
Mm-hmm.
That you can do anything, including sit there and cry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which sometimes you do have to sit there and cry about it. And,
It's important.
and this is a perfect thing to sit and cry about. And hide in it, get in it, or put on an evening gown.
Yeah.
How do you balance being funny with being a straight up preacher of truth?
Being a straight up preacher of truth is funny to me. I honestly think that the whole thing is a divine comedy. I think the predators who are in control of so many systems treat us like they're laughing in our face.
Mm-hmm.
They mock us so much. I mean, especially if you watch Hollywood stuff, we're being mocked. And I find it funny that they think that that's working. And I find it funny that the answer is so simple, that it's joy, laughter, and Jesus, Yeshua. I find it funny that a devil, demon, creepy things would even for 1 second think that they would have one up on God. I find God to be funny. All my experiences, from my astral projection experiences as a kid to my out-of-body experiences to Kundalini awakening, don't let the fact that I was a model fool you. My focus is this spiritual story and spiritual experiences, and it's frightening and funny.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's in the pure presence and the pure connection, it is very orgasmic, which when you are in that feeling too, the super connected big O feeling, it also is kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
There's this like, ah! You're like, yeah! Like it's like
It's the euphoria.
yeah, it's a euphoric connection to God is also very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also medicine. And it's not medicine to hide, because there's the humor to hide is very real. Like people are like, oh, they'll laugh it off, or they'll be sarcastic, or they'll like laugh off their abuse. I used to make like really inappropriate jokes about my dad and stuff. It was like, yes, that's funny, but it's also, that's like humor to hide.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's much more humor to heal and shock value. I definitely do things for shock value. This is true.
Mm-hmm.
But the underneath message and mission for me is my practice is to always be in the balance of the middle of the seesaw, because it's so bad on one end. It's so bad. And if we want to go into the tunnels and the trafficking and what's really happening in the governments, it's so bad that you could just flip on the seesaw and just go down. Or, and on the flip side, it's so great and so miraculous and so beautiful. We could stay over here in like the la la land of giggling all day, but yet the reality is actually pretty horrible. So to stay in the middle of the seesaw, aware of both sides, there is this kind of a giggly Buddha feeling, like a sad, reverent, giggling sage. You know, so I'm not giggling in a sense of like I'm making fun. It's more as a scepter. You know, like it's like it's the wand. Does that make sense?
Your wand of truth.
Well, also
And joy and
frequency. It's also frequency. So staying in the heightened joy and connection is actually raising your frequency too, which is the answer in the face of all the yuck. It's a high vibes is a true thing. It's a real true thing.
Yeah.
Now, why do you say words are weapons, and how does that play into your circus?
Interesting. Well, words are weapons that people use on themselves. And in your mind, when you're like telling stories over and over, or like creating like overthinking, like or you're repeating what was said and done to you. Like when people see my documentary, there's an Angela Shelton who she was told that she was lower than a dog. So you could have the lower than a dog syndrome and keep saying that you're lower than a dog. Those are words that you need to reframe those words and rewrite those words. That's also, there's a whole exercise to do with this holy shift where you take the rope that it comes with and literally sew. You can do it, you don't need nothing but what you get, just like your laugh, and you can sew it all through these grommets and pull it into a whole bag, and then put all the words in the bag. We're gonna put everything that was said to you that was terrible, dump it in the bag, and then you have the bag. And then you need to go on an adventure and not open the bag, because the whole way you will get to the other side of the freedom is you don't open this bag. And then that's a representative of, well, if you open the bag, then it's literally like dumping on yourself all of the stuff that was said and done, and you know, and you're just repeating it to yourself. So you collect it in a bag, literally and figuratively, and then rewrite it. And there's tons of exercises. I mean, there's so many healing techniques you do to like rewrite the words. But really it's about having no words. And so sacred circus events are the purging, getting back to your goofy self, like pre-verbal. We're doing things where we're gonna cry and we're gonna giggle and we're gonna scream, and in order to do that, you have to, or rather, in order to make the art better, you have to purge. Not in a verbal way, like not in a verbal way, but not in a words way. So don't let the words be traps. More like getting back to your true essence of who you are. So you're gonna be like giggling. You know, you might be like, hoo, 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 ah. You know what I mean? It gets you out of the words you've been saying to yourself, including, "This is so stupid. We're not gonna do this exercise. It's so stupid." And then that person is the one that's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna do this every day." And now I'm gonna teach it, and now I'm gonna do my own sacred circuses. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a way to set you free.
Yeah.
So What do you want your daughter and future generations to carry forward from this?
Wow, I want my daughter and future generations to not be stuck in a system run by organized predators. I mean, really. And to find escape routes, find community, find real people, find, the good water, the good food, the good humans, the real humans,
Mm-hmm.
and find community and be able to fully express oneself and be free and joyous and have heaven on earth, because heaven on earth is here.
Mm-hmm.
So is the HELL.
It's all the state of consciousness.
Yeah, it's all the frequency and the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Also going down the rabbit hole of staying stuck or staying grumpy or staying disconnected, where we're all going to be on our separate computers or whatever. I mean, that there is something to be said for community and connection.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you need church to remind you to do that. And this, instead of having church, it's a sacred circus, so that you come out of your shell. And so I want to empower people to come out of their shells and be more fully self-expressed of who they truly are.
Mm-hmm.
And that could show up however and which way.
With fear of judgment, because the only one that can judge you is God.
Yeah. And I'm very similar. I'm much like Elvis. I mean, one of my most powerful things in life has been black churches and holy rolling. That is such a pivotal part of my childhood, and where I personally found a lot of freedom, and very similar to Elvis. Something so free of black women who love Jesus. That's why I love my documentary so much, because I met so many of them. And I was like, oh wow, that's Angela Shelton too. And then I was like, wait, I started living like that. They inspired me. So making my documentary led me also more into my spiritual life.
Mm-hmm.
And having the freedom and the fearlessness to be faithful.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like, oh, you don't talk about that. And now it's like, oh yeah, I not only talk about it, I try to live it every day, and now put it into circuses and fun times, and then bring fun in the face of all fears.
What's your favorite healing word?
Squish.
Why is it squish?
Because I love you, squish. That was my TED talk. I love you, squish, the heart of the matter, because squish is a giggle word. Like, it's hard to say squish and be mad. It's just a happier word. It's like squish. Squish. It can just raise your frequency and your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of focusing on, oh, well, we're going to recover, we're going to get better, we're going to get out of the muck, I feel like you're still talking about staying stuck, and you're still talking your way into staying in trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And so words, playful, profound play, and squish is more like squish. We're going to squish it. And you're like, wait, I thought we were talking about assault. And I'm like, squish. Because, listen, everyone's affected, even the predators. So I've been in the prisons too. So it's like I've spoken to the whole kaleidoscope, everybody within the story.
Mm-hmm.
The victims, the perpetrators, the ones generational trauma. Like, it wasn't just that perpetrator. He was perped on and she was perped on back, it goes in a whole. And then we're going to bring in the organized predators too. So I think we need a little squish, or a lot of squish, and a lot of fun in the face of that. Because otherwise we'll get stuck and stay there.
That's not a place that we want to be.
No.
So what's the last thing that made you belly laugh?
Oh, probably my kid. My kid makes me belly laugh all the time. Oh, the last thing that made me belly laugh was celery. Celery. Celery Queen Jean. Celery. That's the whole thing. Click here to know about celery. Yay.
What's your rage ritual of choice?
My personal rage ritual is dancing. Would be ecstatic dancing. To whipping things around. Like, I like to play with whips, like to, not the whips, creepy whips, but like the light up whips, the lights, the ribbons. I have a lot of ribbon. I love dance. I love festivals. I love dance festivals. It can get the anger out of your body to like physically move something. Dancing for me, for sure. Which is why I started dance floors.
Who do you believe needs the circus the most right now?
The people who feel the calling to their purpose and have been stuck in either a job or a relationship or a thought pattern that has kept them in old routines. And they're ready to bust out of this routine. I want to do that retreat. I want to put that together. I want to host something. I want to break the mold, because hosting me at a sacred circus to come to a town with us and the whole thing requires that the person come out of their shell. That is why I do that. So it's not, oh, just make a few phone calls. No, you're going to have a whole new set of friends that you didn't have before. And that's the reason I do that. You got to go talk to your golf course. We got to go walk barefoot from hole 9 to 18. Listen, you're going to have to go make friends. You talk to people. It gets people out of their comfort zones. So people who need it are the people who need to attend, are people who need other people, need community. And the people who need to be connected more to themselves. So really the sacred circus is the church within you. And all I'm doing is bringing the people to, like myself, number one is to start the dance floor that you then dance on. Even our booths that we do is a little sermon.
Yeah.
So it's like you're gifting somebody with a life change and a conversation that they will never have again. That was the first time they ever heard that, and then they'll be different. And then they rub that thing on and they're going to come back.
It's the holy shift.
It is the holy shift. So anybody who needs it would be people who need a holy shift in their lives or feel a calling. Also, people who are disconcerted with the church and like faith and God and Jesus, and they're just, so sick of that. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. That's also, I'd like to have a conversation with them. And to break out of that old thought pattern that is actually controlled by organized perpetrators. So, and anybody who thinks that they are possibly controlled by organized perpetrators
Probably is.
would need the sacred circus. I recommend call me to have one in your town and set one up yourself. We can either be there in person, 3 to 5 days is ideal, or teach you how to do it as a one day, or bring me to your town and we do all the things and all the kaleidoscope. That's the big deal. And the people who've done that in the best way are the ones that have done it for 5 days. And I'm busy as hell. I love that though. You take me to the elementary school, we go to the prison, we go to the golf course, we do this event. Each day is stacked, but within each day follows the circus agenda. And we also do something in nature, and we also go on some kind of walk, and we eat really good food, and we do something community driven, and we do something fun. It's not just like lesson. It's fun, the days, and it's not just an event. It's definitely an experience.
It's breaking free from the chains that bind you.
Yeah. And making it fun. And it's a sacred circus. Yeah, I'm a ringleader. But really, don't tell anybody or tell everybody. I just start the dance floor. That's really actually what I do. And then they're dancing. And then you're friends with people you never would have been friends with. And then your life is different, and I'll see you in 6 months. I'll come back. You know what I mean? Or like next year or in 6 months, or I'll see you at the next one. And, you know, and ultimately it's what you're doing in your own life. Amen.
Amen. How can people book you?
Well, call me. I do have an agent, official agent, if you want to book me through universities and do it the proper way. Jody Solomon, I have an official agent. but I'm not exclusive, so that you can host me. So you can call me and book an appointment, and then you host me in your town. And that doesn't mean you pay for it. I'll teach you how to get other people to pay for it, how others have done it in the past, give you my template of putting together me in your town and actually making money from it. That's my favorite. Is the people that bring me that thought that they were going to have to pay actually make money.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's a gift within itself.
I know. It's great. I love it.
So help her help you.
I love it. Yay.